Hello my dear students. In this video we will discuss the topic establishment of the Indian factories. As you know, this is the topic of the chapter 5 history class 10th age of industrialization. In this topic we will discuss mainly about the establishment of the industries in India by the indigenous people, by the Indians, by the Indian entrepreneurs. And in this we also discuss about the old business houses of India. So let's start. First thing is, students, these 4 points are very much important to remember from a 1 mark point of view. Okay, these things you have to remember like that. In this the date, places are given when the first industry established in India, at which place, in which year. Okay, so remember these things. First cotton mill was established in India in the year 1854. So remember, the establishment of the indigenous industries mainly begin from 1854. Okay, and place Bombay. What? First cotton mill. Now first jute mill, it was established just after 1 year, that is 1855, and in the region of Bengal. Remember, jute is mainly grown in the region of Bengal and the Bangladesh region. That's why the first industry also established in the same region. Okay, now come to the third one. In North India, the industry established known as the Elgin mill. Elgin mill, Elgin is the place in Scotland, UK. Okay, on that name, at that place there was a woolen industry established by the Britishers. So on that name the franchise established here in India also. This Elgin mill firstly established at Kanpur and then in Ahmedabad, Gujarat. In Kanpur, just 10 years after the cotton mill in Bombay, that is 1864. It was in 1854, this is in 1864. Okay. Now, at Ahmedabad, it was established in 1865, just 10 years after the first jute mill at Bengal region, 1855, 1865. Okay, so remember all these 4 points like this. Okay, now we move further. The first spinning and weaving mill of Madras established in the year 1874. First spinning and weaving mill. Spinning mill of the thread, making the thread, as well as the work of making the fabric from the thread. Both the work was done at one place, where the one industry established for that, that is the at Madras, and in the year 1874. Okay, now move further. Now beta, after studying about the important industries, first industries which were established, the place and the year, now we move to the early entrepreneur, indigenous entrepreneur, Indian entrepreneurs. Okay, means industrialist. The Indian business group also traded with China. Beta, this means that earlier entrepreneur business groups in India, from where firstly we studied that how they became a business group. Okay, from where they earned the profit and where they invested the profit. This is important to know. Means regarding their trade. So important thing is this triangular trade. What they did, Britishers, they at Britain the Industrial Revolution came, and after that what Britishers started, they started bringing the textile from Britain to India. Okay, they sell it in India, and from India they took up opium and sell it in China, and from China they took up grow tea and took it to the Britain. The Indian entrepreneur business group also engaged in the trade with China, and which trade? The trade of the opium and of various other things also. And from this they earned the profit, and they invested this profit in the establishing industries in India. Apart from that, they also earned their profit from trade with Middle East. But the Middle East countries are like Iran, Iraq, Saudi Arabia, these. Okay, so Indian traders also traded with the Middle East as well as East Africa. They also traded from Madras, from the region of Madras, they traded to Burma, remember, okay? Then there were many commercial groups in India, the business group in India, which took the indigenous trade, the trade within the India, who take part in the trade within the India and earn their profit from there. Okay, so now we learn from where the Indian entrepreneur business group earned their profit. And then they invested this profit in the establishing the industries in India. Indian business group also traded with China. They also done the business in the field of shipping consignment, means shipbuilding. Shipbuilding, because at that time, you know, as I told you, that the trade mainly took place via the water. The water trade, the trade through a water route was one of the cheapest way of trading. So for that the ship is needed. So many Indian businessmen also took part in the ship making, also established their ship making industries. So shipping consignment to England, they also took up many consignment to England. As you know, from Britain to India, the textile came, means the finished product of the cloth fabric. But raw cotton goes from India to Britain. The raw cotton was grown in India, it was exported to Britain, and from Britain the finished good came. So this raw cotton was supplied by the Indian businessmen. So they earned their profit from that also. Okay. Now have a quick look that from where the Indian businessmen earned their profit. Firstly, by our trade in the field of a shipbuilding activity, as well as they also traded with China. Many Indian businessmen like from the region of Madras, they traded with Burma. Many other indigenous commercial groups were there. Apart from that, some were taking part in supplying the raw cotton to Britain. From there, they were earning their profit. Okay, now move further. The earned profit was invested in India in establishing the industries. Okay, now we study about the early entrepreneurs in India. The name of the businessman, old Indian businessman, like Dwarkanath Tagore. He belonged to the region of Bengal. Okay, and next one is the Dinsho Patet and Jamshedji Tata. Both these personalities were mainly the Parsis, belong to a Parsi religion. Parsi religion is better the Zoroastrian religion, means its roots goes back to the Iran. The birthplace is there. Okay, they were mainly the fire worshipper. So it is said regarding the Parsis that they are now also a great successful businessmen. So at Bombay, these two personalities, one is the Jamshedji Tata and another one is the Dinsho Patet. These two were the old businessmen. Apart from that, the Marwari businessman named Seth Hukum Chand. Who was he? He was the son of G.D. Birla. Okay. And what he did, he established his first jute mill in Calcutta in the year 1970. So these are the name of the Indian early entrepreneur business group. Okay, they earned their profit, you know from where, and they invested it in establishing industries in India. Firstly, they were doing well, but later on, as you know, as Britishers established themselves in India, they started wiping out all the Indians from the economy. Okay, like previously you saw that they started wiping out the Indian handicraft workers. All those became unemployed. In the similar way, now the shadows started coming on the Indian businessmen also. As colonial control tightened on Indian market, Indian business group function got limited. Their field of function to did the trade was limited. Like they were wiped out from the shipbuilding industries. Means no more shipbuilding industries were now in the hand of the Indians. All were owned by the Britishers. So now what Indians started, the Indian businessmen now saw their profit in the export activities. in exporting mainly the raw material from India and food grade. Raw material like that of the cotton, as I told you, they exported the cotton, raw cotton from India to Britain, and from Britain the finished textile goods came. So Indian businessmen now limited themselves only in supplying the raw material because all other markets were occupied by the Britishers. So raw material mainly cotton, indigo, opium. Cotton, indigo, opium. Okay, and the food grain like that of the wheat. So Indian businessmen limited themselves in the export of food grain and the raw material like that of the wheat, opium, cotton, and indigo. Okay, now after this, now we move further. What happened in India till the First World War? European managing agencies control Indian industries. As I told you, Indian businessmen established their industries. Okay, but they were managed. Their managing group was mainly consist of the European people, and European people don't allow any Indian to enter in the managing committee of those. Like the examples are some of the European managing agencies like Bird, Higler and Corporation, Andrew Yule and Jardine Skinner. Remember these three names. Okay, Bird, Higler and Corporation, Andrew Yule and Jardine Skinner. These were the European Chambers of Commerce, means a business group or the managing group. Okay, like I am having the money, I invested the money somewhere. Okay, but that investment where I had done, there is a managing group, managing business group were there, many persons were the member in that, and all those were the European mainly, and they don't like any Indian to be the part of it. Okay, so beta, this is all about what we studied, how in India the industries were established by the Indian entrepreneurs. We studied from where the Indian entrepreneur earned their profit, the name of the earlier entrepreneur business groups in India, and in which field how their business get limited. Okay, and we also studied about the various industries, first industries established in India, where and when. Okay, now after all this, now one more important subtopic in this is this: when industries got established in India, then obviously there was a need of worker. So from where these workers came? These workers came mainly from the, as now also, from the nearby villages. As like take the case of a first cotton mill which was established in Bombay. So the workers came from the nearby villages of Bombay. Bengal region, the nearby villages of the Bengal region. Okay, but at that time also, what was there? As you know, all the businesses, all the means self-employed persons in India got unemployed, and because of this, the unemployment ratio was increasing, and the jobs opportunities created by these industries were limited. Job opportunities were limited, and job seekers were very much. As the result, there was a lot of competition. People were trying to get the job over there, which was a difficult task. Now, what the Britishers did, Britishers hired a person to suggest them of the good employees. And the post was created, a person was known as the jobbers. Job. Okay. This jobber was a person, he was the old employed in that, for instance, took up the example, there is an industry, in that industry there was a one old trusted employee was there. Okay, old one and the trusted one. Then the owner of the industry gave him the responsibility to hire the workers in the industry. So this jobber, a person, became a very important power in the industry. Obviously, people try to impress the person by giving him the gifts and other things, and he became a very important person because it is through him only that a person get the job and enter into the industry. Okay, so we studied from where the workers came and how they got the job. So this is all about the fourth topic. Here we completed our fourth topic of our chapter 5, Age of Industrialization. Thank you.